After 2 years of being hit by the COVID-19 pandemic, the Japanese economy is starting to grow again. Malls and restaurants are starting to get crowded, and people are traveling again. Domestic consumption of goods and services from the world's third-largest economy, in the second quarter of this year, continued to increase, despite China's lockdown, soaring inflation and high energy prices. Government data shows an increase in GDP by 2.2%. In the first quarter, Japan's economic growth was only 0% due to the fast spread of the Omicron variant. After the Omicron wave passed, domestic shoppers and travelers were back on the streets. As a result, the number of cases in Japan quickly returned to record highs, but this time the public has reacted less fearfully, having been highly vaccinated. A Japanese economist said, after the Omicron wave ended, Japan experienced a very good jump in mobility, a lot of spending to catch up in categories like restaurant and travel. A new growth report suggests that the Japanese economy may finally get back on track, after more than 2 years of alternating between growth and contraction. However, the country's economy is still considered slow compared to other rich countries, because there are still many consumers, especially the elderly, who are very sensitive to the risks of COVID-19. As that sensitivity has slowly decreased, Japan is experiencing a gradual recovery and normalization from COVID-19. Second quarter growth came despite tough challenges, especially for Japanese small and medium-sized companies. The lockdown in China has made it difficult for retailers to stock on-demand products such as air conditioners, and for manufacturers to procure critical components for their goods. Companies have also been hampered by a weak yen and higher inflation. The Japanese yen has lost more than 20% of its value against the US dollar in the last year. While this has benefited exporters, whose products have become more affordable to foreign customers, it has raised import prices, which have already risen due to shortages and supply chain disruptions caused by the pandemic and Russia's war in Ukraine. While 2% inflation in Japan remains much lower than in many other countries, it has forced some companies to raise prices significantly for the first time in years, potentially lowering demand from consumers used to paying the same amounts for years. The rapid growth of private investment is a sign of the economy's gradual recovery. The growth has been fueled in part by spending on improving enterprise sustainability and digital infrastructure, both of which are heavily influenced by government policy. Japan still faces numerous domestic and international challenges. The end of pandemic subsidies has made small and medium-sized businesses struggle to survive. The number of workers walking to work is also significantly lower than it was prior to the pandemic. Furthermore, geopolitical tensions are increasing uncertainty for Japan's key industries. Disagreements between the US and China over Speaker Nancy Pelosi's visit to Taiwan have raised concerns among Japanese policymakers about potential trade disruptions. Taiwan is Japan's fourth-largest trading partner and a key producer of semiconductors, which are critical components in Japan's large automobile and electronics industries. The Japanese economic outlook as a whole is quite good. But beyond that, they were actually quite cautious. Some economists expect consumption to slow as people adjust to a new normal of life with the pandemic, and their enthusiasm for shopping continues to dim. Wage growth, which has been stagnant for years, is below inflation, which is likely to have a major impact on spending. Exports and manufacturing are also expected to slow down due to weak global economic growth. Despite some positive signs, it will still take some time for Japanese economic activity to return to normal. The increase in consumption taxes, which reduces public spending, shatters hopes that the size of the economy can return to the pre-pandemic period. If you enjoy this video, please click the like button, subscribe, and be sure to hit the bell so you get notified when we upload a video like this. Thanks for watching.